No black cats, just straight facts.
Triple P certified.
Listen, we can talk about odds all day. It doesn't matter what the odds are. It matters what's gonna happen. Welcome to the Perfect Play Pursuit. We're here off the heels of UFC Atlanta, Buckley versus Usman. We'll do a brief touch on that, but we were here locked in with you guys for 6 straight hours on Saturday night. We were watching the fights along with you. Wish it was a better card. Wish it was a card where, we had a bit of an earlier start time because, 7 p.m. rolls around. I've already had 7 beers by the time that card started. So it's like we, Alex and I limped in and kept limping all night. I mean, if you were watching the live stream, it was pretty clear and obvious that I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out of my own way. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out, meaning like get a couple bets in a row strung together to get some house money. I picked Angelusa on the podcast. I bet Phil Rowe live, won $45 there. Bet Wellmaker round 1. Got $100 there. Bet Alonzo Menafield live, won like $109 there, and bet on Cody Garbrandt. But I cashed out after round 1 and made $17.99 on my bet. So I saw which way the wind was blowing, and they were all for me more than I cashed out for. Other than that, no winning bets for me. I lost on Durden. I lost on Umar Sy. I lost on Cody Brundage, Cody Garbrandt, Andre Petrovsky, Miranda Maverick, and Joaquin Buckley. I literally, the Bellato push, after the Bellato push, I didn't get a single pick right for the rest of the night. Sy, Brundage, Garbrandt, Petrovsky, Maverick, and Buckley all caused me to lose. So let's talk about it a little bit. Alex, I would ask you how your watching experience was. You were right there with me. I'm down, just 5 events into year number 6. I'm down my whole bankroll and then some. And honestly, guys, I'm starting to think maybe I need a break too. I'm starting to think I need to go the Dan route. Something's got to give. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to limit myself to a very strict budget. It's win or go home every single night. We can't keep digging this hole deeper, chasing losses. So we gotta just go, okay, $100 a weekend budget, maybe a $100 emergency relief fund, but no more than 200. We can't lose 800 in a night like we did last weekend. It just can't happen. Overall, terrible.
Especially not a card like that. Like that's not a card you even want to be staking that much at all.
There was no need. And I mean, besides the Wellmaker knockout, it felt like every single fight really didn't give you anything that you wanted, that you cared about. I will say this. My main takeaway from the card is that Kamaru Usman is a gentleman. Kamaru Usman conducted himself like an absolute gentleman from the press conference to the interviews during fight week, coming in there in the arena with the suit on, coming out to his traditional music, going into the octagon, executing takedowns, avoiding the damage, and putting on an absolute.
Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah, and but here's the thing: him crying afterwards showed to us that he is still a competitor, still wants to be here as much as anybody. Kamaru Usman, tip of the hat to him, conducted himself like an absolute gentleman. Buckley, I don't like that he was forgiving himself for the loss. I don't like that. I wish that he was more let down. I wish he was more depressed. About it. Miranda Maverick stinks. Rose stinks. Petrovsky stinks. The game plan, it's like you said.
Petrovsky's dead to me.
And you said it, Alex. You said, "What was the game plan?" What was the game plan? But he's a scrub, just absolutely.
Sit there and have a kickboxing match with a kickboxer. That's probably
rather than take the guy whose lost condition in the UFC has historically been putting him on the ground and submitting him.
Yes.
Overall, didn't like anything I saw. I saw a lot of Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee that looked to be like, let him live stuff. Or not even let him live stuff, but sparring match stuff. I mean, Cody Garbrandt, again, what was the game plan? All these guys suck. But I will say, Brundage, this is what legends are made of. Cody Brundage was able to almost get himself another no contest or another disqualification. It would have been his third. He's the man. I mean, I love it at this point. I want to see him do it every single time. I want to see it get to a place where like the UFC's like, we got to cut him because he's just going to keep doing this. They keep winning by disqualification if we don't cut him. But yeah, guys, honestly, low atmospheric pressure day. Rain all along the eastern seaboard. Rain everywhere. Couldn't really get a lot of outdoors time today. It's a Monday. It's a Monday where I'm heading down the sober path, for heading down the healthy path. And we're at the beginning of a journey of 1,000 miles. I've only taken a few steps and I already want to turn back. I hate it, but it is what it is. We've got to make this summer. We got to make hay while the sun shines. So it's summertime. It's warm. The weather's nice. All I can do, guys, fast workouts. I did 100 push-ups today. I did 100 push-ups yesterday. I'm trying because, I just have to be the best me I can be. And if I can be the best me that I can be, then I can be the best gambler I can be. But ultimately, I've got to do some penance. I have to do some self-flogging. And I have to come back stronger, more precise. And I got to get my mojo back. I feel like the Emperor's New Groove. I feel like I lost my groove.
I was about to say Stella. Like I need to make like Stella and get my damn groove back, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Stella, I have to get my groove back. I'm Stella, and I got to get my groove back. And first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem, and I have a problem. My groove is gone. Acting outside of myself. I'm acting like a bitch. I gotta win. I gotta win.
I'm in the same boat. It's gonna take a lot of push-ups, a lot of water,
Push-ups, water,
sunlight.
No drugs, no alcohol, no sugar, no nicotine, no
wine, no women, no wine, no women, no sex, no women,
no
no
drink,
wine,
no drug,
no
I don't
women.
lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. I went from the situation to the inspiration. I'm like the inspiration.
There you go. I love that. Yeah, there's got to be some big changes. There's got to be some financial backing potentially. I need to stay away from gambling for a little bit. I've been advised to stay away from gambling for a little bit. And,
you gotta reduce the average. So if like you lost back-to-back weekends, a lot of money. If you just go like 4 weekends without betting any money, then you've reduced the average. Now you don't say I lost 2,000 over the last 2 weekends. You say I lost 2,000 over the last 10 weekends.
Exactly. And then it looks a lot better. It feels a lot better. You can rationalize it more, and come back I'm tired of losing my whole life savings on slop. Like, these aren't good cards. I gotta stop gambling on these.
Yeah,
but before anything, cut fight nights out of the equation.
Yeah,
sure. You go on.
No, you go on.
You bet $500 on one numbered card. That's fine. Who cares? You bet $1,000 on a numbered card. Who cares? But sitting here betting that much money on a fucking fight night, no sirree, Bob. Not me. Not no more.
Well, for me, I think it just needs to be about having a really good feeling about a fighter at really good odds. And I felt that way before, this DDP versus Rob Whittaker, Ilya versus Volk, Ilya versus Max, Justin versus Dustin. I mean, I've had these kind of Jeremy Stevens versus Eddie Alvarez in bare knuckle. I've had these reads before where I'm like, oh, I'm so confident in this. I love the line, back up the break stroke, and it wins. Kevin Holland to lose to Doladeze. Wonder Boy to lose to Buckley. Pushing a little bit more chips to the center on these confident matchups is what I got to start doing. And I got to leave these other jabronis off entirely. A little bit more selective and try to get less lucky, work harder, and aim for luck to be less a part of the plan. Well, anyway, let's
cut
get into
Demopolis.
Yeah.
Cut Montonio, cut McGee, cut Chiesa, cut Bellato. Even though I thought he got a raw deal, guys. I swear he got knocked out. I've never seen a body react like that. You know, people are pointing to the fact that he was like questioning the call. I think he knocked himself out when he laid back, hit his head on the canvas. You know, every now and then you're sitting there snowboarding and you look at your phone for 2 seconds, catch an edge, hit the back of the head on the snow, even wearing a helmet. You might be seeing stars for a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if Balatro knocked himself out on his own by mistake, not meaning to, while in protest. Dolph, the woman, protests too much, okay? And I think everybody's protesting this a little too much for that to be the case. Luke, I mean, we watched that. I saw his legs spaz. I saw him start going crazy. I think he knocked himself out, back of the head against the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't care enough, to have, like, here's my thing. When it happened, he gets kicked, he looks at the ref, he goes down, and at that point, I'm like, yeah, okay, we're going to sort this out. But then he starts scurrying across the thing and grabbing the ref's ankle and, like, trying to fight the commission, and he has this look of fear on his face. And I'm like, look, guys, if he's acting, that's going to extreme, above and beyond measures to really sell the acting job. Then
he was Daniel Day-Lewis out there.
I bet on Blato to win, so it pushed because of the no contest. But I'll say I wasn't confident after that kick of sending Blato back out there, even though he might have won round 1. I wasn't confident to say, yeah, this is going to be an easy fight, send Blato back out there in round 2 with that kick. So I think that it was not reasonable to ask him to continue no matter what. But Anthony Smith in the post-fight show, he was like tearing him a new asshole, like just giving him no benefit of the doubt and just basically like calling it as if it is case closed fact that he was faking it. And you just want to be like, oh, are you the authority on it, Anthony? Because you got kneed in the head by John Jones. How long did your ass take? And how much were you thinking about it? Like, it's not like you popped right back up. Like you were sitting there milking it too, dude. Shut up. But anyway,
hoping that somebody else would stop the fight for you because you have too much ego to do it yourself.
So anyway, I mean, fuck Anthony Smith as usual.
Oh God, fuck Anthony Smith.
Paul Craig, all class. Props that you got right. You got Abdul Malik by decision. You got Chiesa by decision and Wellmaker by knockout. So you could have made a lot of money on just those 3 if you parlayed them.
Yeah. I mean,
probably like $100 to win, 600 maybe by if you parlayed them. I don't know.
Yeah, and this Chris Montonio. I mean, I thought the New England Cartel raised you better than that. I thought you go out there and take a beating for 15 minutes. What are you doing getting knocked out so quick?
No, you were their pride and joy, their last hope. To go out there and show the true spirit of the New England fighting man, which is to take 150 unanswered shots in 1 round.
I ain't hear no bell.
Yeah, that was terrible. He got fucking destroyed. He should have never taken that fight. He's an idiot for taking that fight. Just kidding. I love Chris Montonio. I have nothing but good things for you, but don't keep going back to that girl who keeps putting bubblegum in your hair, and that's the UFC at this point. So all right. Let's take it away. UFC Azerbaijan, UFC Baku, Azerbaijan, live from the Baku Crystal Hall. This fight will begin on Saturday at noon. Everybody, Saturday at noon, we are going to be watching a main event that features Khalil Rountree versus Jamal Hill. And there's some other good fights on this card too. The main card will start at 3. The prelims will start at noon. This is my favorite fight time. I love when we get daytime fights. Not too early, not too late. Middle of the day, middle of the way. We're gonna watch the whole card during the day. It's gonna be amazing. What do you guys think? I'm going to start us off at the bottom here with Muhammad Usman versus Hamdi Abdelwahab.
Hamdi Abdelwahabi?
Yep. Hamdi Abdelwahab. Listen, so here's the story with this guy. Before he fought Dontel Mays, Dan, the Betman Bitman, messaged him on Instagram and was going to get this Egyptian wrestler to come on our show. He agreed. He got a fight in the UFC. He had to bail. He fought Dontel Mays. I bet $500 on him. He won. He popped for steroids. The fight was overturned to a no contest, and I kept my money. So, no, everybody else bet on Dontel Mays. Everybody else lost all their money on Hamdi that fight. That's why everyone hates him. You will not hear me hating on Hamdi Abdel Wahab here. You will not hear that from me. I took him at a pick'em. I won $500, and I'm happy with him because I never have ever had faith in Dontel Mays. But here's the thing: I do have faith in Mo Usman. And this guy went to 2 split decisions, one with Dontel Mays and one with Jamal Puags. Compare that to Thomas Pedersen and Mick Parkin, 2 really good fighters that Mo Usman has fought, and he's lost to both of them. But either way, guys like Mays and Puags are like guys like Collier and Tafa, and it ain't no split decision when Usman fights them. It's a unanimous. I think coming away with all of that momentum, his brother just kind of brought to the family with that win against Buckley. Very next weekend, he goes to Azerbaijan. Very next weekend, he's got all that positivity. He needs a win. He's got back-to-back losses. I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with the motor, Mo Usman.
Oh, this is a tough fight. Where you do have Hamdi Abdullah Lahabi, who is bad. You also have Mo Usman, who's bad as well. These guys are both not good fighters, in my opinion. Luke, you're talking about Dontel Mays. Dontel Mays beat this Mo Usman, but Hamdullah Wahabi beat this Dontel Mays. Sure, he tested positive, but he won nonetheless.
Okay.
MMA math. Huh?
Close fight for Hamdi.
Was it originally it was originally a split decision?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just thinking narrative. I'm thinking brother just got to win. Underdog brother got to win. You're an underdog. You're on back-to-back losses. He's 36. That's really the only thing I'm worried about here because Hamdi, I believe, is still in his early 30s. Let's see, how old is he?
32.
32. Okay, so 32 versus 36. 10-4 versus 4-0. I mean, he's 32 at 4-0. That's not good. And he popped for steroids. They got him fighting in Azerbaijan. I think he's Egyptian, but is he Azerbaijani as well?
Didn't think so.
Well, either way, I'm going with Mo Usman. I have to in this situation.
I'll go with Mo Usman myself. Not a lot of dogs last card. The dogs are going to be barking on this card.
Oh, man. All right. Next, we got
Mo Usman looks like Shannon Sharp.
Little bit. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maxim. Azat Maxim 15-1, coming off a loss to Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson beat him a year and 4 months ago. So in addition to losing to Energy, in addition to losing his last fight and the only fight he's ever lost, he's 1-1 in the UFC. His win comes a year and 10 months ago against Tyson Nam by split decision. So a couple things you don't like here, right? I mean, he loses to Charles Johnson, hasn't fought in a year and 4 months. But other than that,
coming in on short notice too.
Coming in on short notice.
Ulanbekov was supposed to fight one Kyoji Horiguchi.
So this one's interesting to me. I don't really love Tagir all that much. I thought his fight with Tim Elliott, he was complaining, crying, in fact. And then, he's gone on a little bit of a run here. Submits Nate Maness, submits Cody Durden, and then decisions Clayton Carpenter, who was undefeated at the time and did fight valiantly. Did lose the fight, but had moments and made Tagir look a little bit human. Guys, 2 dogs in a row. I'm going with Azat Maxim. I'm going with Azat Maxim here just because I think we've seen Tagir perform really, really well, but we've also seen him when he's faced with guys who can kind of have a stylistic clash in the grappling. I think, and know not to fucking shoot into his guillotine. I think that Azat Maxim could win, and the line is a little bit outstretched for me, so I'm going with Azat Maxim.
Not me. I'm going to go with Tagir Ulanbekov. I think that Tagir Ulanbekov is just a little bit more game, has a lot more experience against higher caliber opponents than Azmat Maxim. Ulanbekov was slated to fight Horiguchi in this spot. And I think that is a tougher fight than Azmat Maxim.
Yeah, I'm going to
give me Ulanbekov.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going with Ulanbekov too.
All right. But then again, fucking Horiguchi, he lost to Patchy Mix, and we saw him make fucking Mario Batista look like Floyd Money Mayweather out there. So
yeah,
who knows about these Bellator guys? They all suck.
All right, next we got Irina Russian Ronda Alexieva versus Claudia Sigula. Now, Irina is 34 years old. She's got losses to 5 years ago. She's only put up 5 fights in 6 years. She's a 5-2 34-year-old who's put up 5 fights in the last 6 years, lost 2 of them, and Lily Kazakh was 8-6 at the time that she fought her, and that was 5 years ago, but she lost to her. She also lost to Melissa Mullins, unanimous decision, who was 5-0 at the time. Claudia, her last fight was also Melissa Mullins. She got TKO'd ground and pound. What I like about Claudia is that she's 26. She's 8 years younger.
Beautiful.
What I don't like about her is that she's got a 7-inch reach disadvantage to Irina Alexieva. But I'm still going with Claudia here. Dog or pass?
Yeah. Claudia is just too pretty to be in there with Russian Ronda. And remember, she was called Russian Ronda because she used to look like Ronda. Now she looks like Henry Cejudo, as she says. So she's got the short hair. She's abandoned her looks. I love when fighters do this, female fighters and male fighters. If you're going to Turkey, you're not worried about fighting. Yeah, give me Russian Ronda. I don't love the line myself, but I there's not much I don't love about Claudia. So I gotta go with Russian Ronda.
All right. Next we got Daria Zeleznikova versus Melissa Mullins. Very interesting that they got Melissa Mullins here.
This is the first time ever that MMA math where the person who beat both of the people was actually slated above them on the card. Usually it's like Dontel Mays lost to Mick Parkin, or like Travis Pedersen. Travis Pedersen's under Dontel Mays on the card for some reason.
Yeah. She beat both. Melissa Mullins beat both of the girls who will fight before her, and she beat Daria Zeleznikova. She beat her too outside of the UFC. They fought 5 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. They fought for.
That's right. It's Melissa Dixon.
Yeah,
she was Melissa Dixon.
Missy Dixon. I'm going with Melissa Mullins here. Like what I see, and she already beat this girl once, so be Melissa Mullins.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give me Melissa Mullins as well. I'm not too impressed with her game over here. She's kind of like the English Mama B, Shannon Banyan.
Mama B is Irish, yeah, but I mean, Melissa Mullins is English. I get what you're saying, yeah.
They're same but different, if you know what I mean. Like they're the same, but they're not. It's Melissa Dixon and Mama B. They're pretty much same in my opinion. I'm going with No Mess.
Yeah,
not super impressed with No Mess, but I'll take her to win this one.
All right, next we got a Moroccan, Ismail Nurdayev, coming off his win against Bruno Silva. Got it done by decision 7 months ago. Taking on the Iron Turtle, who just beat Brad Tavares by split decision 8 months ago. Before that, lost a split decision to Andre Muniz. Before that, submitted Albert Duraev and submitted Dennis Chalulin and submitted Joseph Holmes. Now, interestingly enough, Nurdayev has a submission loss 2 years, 7 months ago. I like that Nurdayev is 6 years younger. I like that Nurdayev has a little bit of, physicality on Park, but I love Jung Young Park, and it might be the last time that I bet on Jung Young Park, but it'll be a time that I bet on Jung Young Park. Not really feeling too good. Feels a little bit like home cooking's in the air. This guy's from Morocco. It feels like that's close to Azerbaijan. I don't know if it is or not, but it feels like it is, and it feels like this Nurdayev is getting a little bit set up in a good way to get a good win against a calibrated guy like Jung Young Park. But I think Jung Young Park is, if he's the same Jung Young Park he's good enough to beat Ismail Nurdayev. It's good matchmaking, competitive match, but I'm gonna go with Park.
Park is gonna whoop his ass. I mean, what is this? 185? It's 185, dude. You're getting submitted by Sean Brady in the first round. The Iron Turtle is gonna have his way with you. The Iron Turtle ain't making 170, brother.
Yep.
There's no way the Iron Turtle can make 170. He's gonna fucking destroy this guy and do it any way he wants. He's either gonna beat the piss out of him on the feet or take him down and submit him in round 2. Give me the Iron Turtle. You know, it's a shame I'm not gambling this weekend because I have a really good hunch about all these picks that I'm making here.
Yeah, me too. I think you'll throw 50 in. We'll see. But hey, look. Next we got Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott versus Seokyeon Ko. I'm going with Oban Elliott. I'm going to keep it really simple. This guy Kyo is coming off a win against Igor Cavalcante 9 months ago off the Contender Series. He's making his debut here, but the Welsh gangster is on a super big tear over the last year. Had the win against Pressure Preston Parsons, had the win against Basil Hafez. Nobody would have expected that Oban Elliott would have been able to out-wrestle, counter-wrestle, better grapple Preston Parsons, I don't think. So I like Oban Elliott. I'm taking Oban Elliott to win in this fight. Minus 395, not something I'm looking to bet, but I'll take Oban Elliott for the sake of picks on the show. Find a way that you think he'll win and grab it if you think of a prop. But ultimately, I just easy pick, not really a bettable line, but I do think he wins.
Oban Elliott all the way, wasn't forced into the military, has been training for this his whole life, looks amazing. Everything that he's been he is as advertised. He's great. Like Oban Elliott, love me some Oban Elliott. Think he walks through this guy. Is it Coco or is it Kyoko?
I don't know.
Give me Oban Elliott.
If he puts on a good fight, we'll sure know his name Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on to the main card. Yeah, main card. Yeah, first fight of the main card.
I know a grad, a Bogdan grad. That's what you say about Aspen lad.
I know a lad, an Aspen lad. I know a lad, a Bogdan grad. Bogdan grad is really good. He fights really well off the Contender Series. I remember watching his split decision win against Michael Aswell. Then he beats Lucas Alexander. He's good. He's a little brick shithouse. He's a little muscle. Keeps coming. He should call himself the motor. He's got a motor on him for sure. But he's taking on a guy who's like him, but just a little hairier and a little taller and with a little bit more, I think, of a pedigree behind him now that he's over there at Elevation to Fight team. Yes, he lost to Felipe Lima 11 months ago. He beat Con Awfully by decision. Neither are great looks. And then his win against Eric Silva was via leg injury. But he beat Nathaniel Wood. A lot of people said he cheated. He beat Jamie Malarkey. I've been on Nemov since his first fight in the UFC. I like Nemov. I like Tajakistani guys. I'm taking Nemov here.
Yeah, Luke. You got to give it to Naimov on this one. Sure, he beat Lucas Alexander, which is like a combination of our names together. And he beat Michael as well. But, that's not enough for me. And sure, Naimov beat that guy awfully bad. That guy's awfully bad. Wasn't a great win. Give me Naimov. I think he bounces back. I know he bounced back with Keon Awfully, but it wasn't the best performance in the world. I think he gets a pretty stellar performance in this one.
Beautiful. Next, we got a really good fight. We got Nicholas Mata taking on the Black Wolf, Nazim Sajikov.
Now, is this a rematch? Didn't these fellows fight before?
I don't believe they did.
No, they did not. It feels like it happened, though.
It does. I think maybe you're thinking of Damir Hadzovic or Ludwig Klein, those are the only other people that he was matched up against that he didn't fight.
Maybe I don't know. I'm
either
thinking
way,
more on Nazim's side.
yeah, I don't know who you would have thought that you would have mistaken for Mota, Ishmael Bonfim, maybe. Either way, I'm going with fucking Black Wolf, dude. Black Wolf is fucking good. He was beating Bonfim's ass before the doctor stopped it. But either way, I'm going with Black Wolf all day, all night, twice on Tuesday. Give me the Black Wolf. Mota lost to Jim Miller. Mota no contest did Trey Ogden in a fight that Trey Ogden was winning. I'm going with fucking Nazim Sajikov emphatically. I do think Mota has improved his game a lot since, for example, like losing to, he lost to Jim Miller, but then, and I think people were pretty low on him, and then he beat Cameron Van Camp, who I think he was a huge favorite against. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Either way, I'm just trying to say that I think he's improved since he started working with Jake Shields, but not enough to beat Black Wolf, who's been down there at Sarah Longo for a long time. So give me Nazim.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sadyakov as well. Don't really, he's a minus 400 favorite. Don't really need to explain it too much, but I was a little low on him after that Vladislav Boryshev draw, but because I just rate that Vladislav Boryshev so low, and I thought, how could you draw him? But then he came back out and had an amazing performance. Give me Sadyakov. I think he takes Mata out in 2 rounds.
Yeah, beautiful. Next, we got a really good fight. We got Mikibek Oralbai versus Tofik Musayev. Now, Tofik Musayev making his debut in the UFC, plus 135 underdog, 35 years old, from Azerbaijan. This guy should be a lot more of an underdog, and he's not. You got to wonder why. So I kind of think that this will be a hard fight for Oralbai. But, I mean, it's really hard to not reward Oralbai for his performance 7 months ago against Mateus Rebecki, which blood and guts war fight he probably could have won, and a fight that, he gave it all and never stopped trying to win. Only problem is that fight took years off his life. That was such a back and forth beatdown for both guys that I don't know that 7 months is a long enough time to get back in there. He is from Kyrgyzstan. I think they do things a little differently over there. I don't know, but tough fight to call. Really a fight I want to sit back and learn. I want to learn about Oralbai, how he's recovered from the Rebecki fight, what he looks like now. I want to learn about this new guy, Tofik. He's 35 years old at 155. For that reason and that reason alone, I'm going with Oralbai because he's 27. He's 8 years younger in a division that is really, really, that is necessary. It's necessary to have youth in the lower weights. So I think that'll be the differentiating factor. What I do want to wonder is, okay, so if I go to Topuria versus Holloway, Oralbai versus, that wasn't a short notice fight that he had against homeboy Rebecki. Oh, wait, but it must have been because they both weighed in at 160. So, okay, because he weighed in at 159. So I'm like, wait a minute, 159.
He came in short notice against Yurus Medik to get his debut.
Who did?
Oralbai, and it was
right. Why was the fight Rebecki versus Oralbai? Why was it at 160?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It was set for 160. So that's just why I just wanted to make sure he didn't miss weight in that fight. So yeah,
I have no idea. I'm going with Oralbai as well. He really shocked me in that first win against Urus Medic. Well, I'd seen this Oralbai before, but Medic was kind of coming off of a bit of a heater. I think he had a really good win against Hamdi Ain't Losing to the fake newsman. Obviously, people will bet him anyways because of his brother's reference.
Sorry, Aubrey. Nice to have you here, Aubrey. Sorry, I didn't. I literally forgot we were even doing the show live, and I'm like, oh, I got comments I got to check. So, comment in, guys. Let us know how you did this weekend. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you're at. We're gonna be coming at you with both barrels a little bit quick today. Getting these picks in, and then we'll be back. We really should have did the live stream this weekend at noon.
Yeah, would have been a lot better of an idea.
That's fine.
But I'm going with Oralbai. Like I said, came in there when Urus Medic was on a hot streak. I think he had just knocked out Matt Semmelsberger. and was having a great little run there. And submitted him short notice, quick second round, absolutely dominated him. And I had seen Orlby on the regional scene. He had like a crazy viral knockout that was cool before he got into the UFC. But I'm going with Orlby here. I just think that he's so well rounded. There's not a single facet. There's not any facet that is that he is lacking in. Any facet. A change was made on the day of the weigh-ins. Both fighters agreed to the new weight. Mateus Rebecki and Orlby changed from 155-pound matchup to 160-pound catchweight bout.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, we knew that already, and was saying why.
Yeah, who was the guy who initiated that? Was it Rebecki or was it Orlby?
He said both were okay. Both agreed to it.
Okay.
All right, 3 more fights to break down for you guys. Next one we've broken down before, but we'll do it again. Rizvan Kunaev versus Curtis Blades. I'm going with Kunaev. I went with him the first time, going with him again. I don't know why he's such a big underdog. Had a good fight with the big-ass boy who fought fucking Ngannou. I'm fading Blades, guys. I'm fading Blades.
Hugo Kuna?
I went Kunaev last time. I went Kunaev last time.
Oh, Renan Ferreira.
That's Kunaev fought Renan Ferreira. Yeah, I'm impressed by that.
And he won, but he tested positive for steroids.
And I'm impressed by it all. He's 2 years younger, a little bit bigger, less reach, but I just think that, Blades have been knocked out 2 times in 2 years. And he's been knocked out before that, too. It feels like just yesterday, Derek Lewis knocked him out, but Sergey Pavlovich knocked him out. Tom Aspinall knocked him out. Both happened inside of 2 years.
I was at Dan's house when Derek Lewis knocked out Curtis Blades.
Yeah. No, you're thinking Lewis versus Dawkins.
Oh, true. You're right.
All right, I'm going with fucking Kunaev. He's a giant underdog, plus 215 underdog, heavyweight division. You don't have to talk me into it, guys. I don't know why this is so crazy to people that I'm doing this. Nobody agrees with me. Well, we'll see who gets the last laugh.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Blades.
I know you are. I already wrote it down. I literally didn't even need to hear you. I already typed it into your... I already typed it in.
How do you know?
Because you went with him last time, and you like him. And I like him too. But I just have a feeling. It's just I get a feeling that I just can't shake.
Okay. Could have went a lot of different ways there. You could have went with I got a feeling.
Oh.
Ooh.
I got a feeling. No. I get a feeling that I just can't shake.
There you go. All right. Curtis Blades for me.
All right. Rafael Fiziev, Ignacio Bahamondes. You haven't gotten to go first very many times. Why don't you take the co-main and main event, the juice of the fruit?
Yeah. I'm going to go with Ignacio Bahamondes. He's got the tangibles, man. He's coming in there 5 inches taller. No, more than 5 inches taller. Holy shit. That's 7 inches taller, 4.5 inch reach advantage. Rafael Fiziev is just too stocky. He's not going to be able to touch Ignacio Bahamondes. Can he take him down? Potentially. I think that's a hole in Ignacio Bahamondez' game. You look at his record, I think he's been submitted a couple times. Yep, a couple times exactly. Yeah, lost to Lovely Klein. John McDessie. What the fuck are you losing to John McDessie for? He's 4'2". Holy cow, Zoni. Same exact height discrepancy as well. Yeah. Preston Parsons armbarred this fool? Jeez, dude. Preston Parsons has won him forever. Yeah. Give me Ignacio Bahamondes. I don't I'm not in on Rafael Fiziev.
I'm going Bahamondes too. Yeah, I thought Rafael Fiziev, you lose twice to Justin Gaethje like that. You can't fix stupid. You know, you're down there in Thailand at Tiger Muay Thai. You're the striking coach, and you're losing to a Division fucking 1 wrestler in Justin Gaethje. Well, you can't fix stupid. You know,
in striking.
What in striking? That's what in striking.
Yeah.
Too
much time in late boy.
I'm pretty sure he took Justin Gaethje down in that first round, right? Like it was a weird ass like situation where he ended up getting him down and he was like punching him and elbowing him in the butt and stuff. Yeah, dude. It's like, dude, you lost 2 of your last 3 losses are to Justin Gaethje. You couldn't do what Max Holloway did. Couldn't do what anybody else has done. From Charles Oliveira to Khabib. You're fighting Justin Gaethje, who is a wrestler. I don't care what anybody says about Trevor Whitman, Mr. fucking sewing machine, Mr. knitting needles over there, teaching him how to strike. You can't fix stupid. I'm going with Iggy Bahamundes. He trains with Bilal. He trains with a lot of other really good guys over there in Chi-Town. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Trevor Whitman. He's a loser. I just can't. I'm more appalled that he smiles when his fighter loses and is gooning over the other fighter.
But what I will say though is, Bahamundes has only just started coming into his own. I mean, he's got submission losses before
his Parsons, Luke.
That's fine.
Parsons armbarred him.
Right, which is fine. But it's like you have submission losses before the UFC. You got decision losses before the UFC. You got decision losses in the UFC in 2021. And then you got a loss as recently as 2023 by decision to Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein, who couldn't beat Gamrot. Ludovic Klein, so it's like the only thing is Fiziv's not a wrestler. So I feel like that's what's going to make the fight's going to be striking. I could see Fiziv just being more of a man and just punching him right in the face but Iggy going, But I'm going with
that too. If you're losing to John Makdessi, dude,
that was years ago, but yeah, I mean
it was more than 2. It was only like 3 or 4 years ago. That's not that far removed.
Yeah, and I mean,
this guy lost to Mateus Gamrot and Justin Gaethje.
Okay. So here's my thing.
That's
hold on.
2 guys in the top 3.
All right, hold on. Fiziv is good, and Fiziv is from Azerbaijan, and the fight is in Azerbaijan, and this is a near even pick'em. And Fiziv's on back-to-back losses. He can't lose this. Fiziv has to win this. Whereas over the last year, Iggy's put together 3 wins in a row, but he's kind of an idiot, I'm going with Fiziv. I'm switching.
I think I am too. I think I talked myself out of it.
Full reverse flip.
From double B to double P certified.
Fiziv.
Who says that?
Cody Safdie.
One of the greatest ever to do it that I've never seen a video of. Next up, Luke, we got the main event of the evening. We cruised through this motherfucker.
Yeah, who needs Dan? We'd be still sitting here bullshitting if Dan was here. Let's say it doesn't say who, it just says three. We're way beyond that. Now, thank you, Aubrey. You're the man. I love you. Is this
Carrie?
Drake? Are you Drake? We've been trying to get to Drake for a while. Carrie, hey Carrie.
But not for us. We just want Drake.
Carrie.
We just want Drake to save Mackenzie Dern and all these other ladies who shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah, too sportsmanlike, or it's just too much of a fucking
gooner, loser, weirdo.
Yeah, just a
pervert.
It's almost like
Sex
he's
pest.
it's like what do I want to show the world? I want to show the world that I'm unfazed. It's like, why? Who cares?
I'd rather.
It's like, wow, that's maybe you'd be phased. I don't know.
I'd far rather you be phased, and it's not even that you're unfazed. You are phased in a positive direction toward the person who just gave Justin Gaethje his 19th concussion in the last 3 years. You're not looking out.
Wow, what a sport! You never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, you never. You don't want your guy, the guy who's been paying your bills, the guy who's been giving you all that time to fuck around on your sewing machine. And hey, Mr.
And then Justin bites the fucking UFC logo off the gloves.
Yeah.
Dude, how lame is Justin Gaethje for being like, on that podcast. He's like, I need to feel the love from the UFC. I need to feel the love from the UFC. Hey, you've gotten more UFC bonuses than anybody has ever gotten ever in the history. The UFC has literally paid you more money every time you fought than they have been compelled or contractually obligated to do. They've paid you more money, and yet you need to see the love.
He just said if he doesn't get the next title shot after Ilia Topuria beats Charles Oliveira, he will retire.
Fucking don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, Justin. And honestly, you're fighting Paddy the Baddy next. So good luck with that. He's going to fucking knock you out. Have fun. You're fighting Paddy the Baddy next. Take it or fucking leave it. We don't care.
Paddy the Baddy.
Your utility is not as a champion, Justin Gaethje. Your utility is as a car crash circus show to put on the main card, but we don't need you to be a champion. Like, nobody who's your fan is like, I just want to see Justin get that title. You had the title. You dropped it on the ground. He said, I'll wait till I have the real one. Then you let Khabib choke you to sleep and rub his Dagestani nuts across his face while you lay there with death before dishonor tattooed on your body as you tap out, go out, and get teabagged in front of your own mom and dad. That's why you are a ridiculous person.
Yeah. So lame. And Trevor Whitman, you talk about like
a good fight, Terry Jane, because you know it's going to just be two elite strikers with different styles of striking and different ranges and different fits, different feels. Very unpredictable fight.
And Buckley rinsed my betting account. Yeah, Buckley rinsed my asshole. I'm dry to the bone now. I have nothing left. I have nothing to offer this world. Nothing to offer you. You probably should not listen to my game.
You do the best when you retire, and you just retired. So,
actually, yes, I'm more I'm more valuable to you than you could ever realize now at this point.
If you strike me down now, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
But fuck Trevor Whitman. He's a loser. If he says like, oh, the UFC, doesn't care about the fighters, or they'd be using my gloves. Hey, asshole, you wouldn't be trying to get your little piece for your cute little gloves, and you wouldn't be like, I need to keep the patent. I need to. UFC's going to make you generational wealth over here on your dang gloves. If you really cared about the sanctity of the sport, the game at all, you just give them the damn gloves. You'd said, I did this for a passion project. This wasn't because I was trying to wetch my beak over here with my Onyx gloves. Get out of here, loser. I hope Justin Gaethje gets knocked out by Paddy the Baddy, and Paddy the Baddy fights Ilia Topuria, and it's one of the most intense rivalries of all UFC history, and Ilia Topuria has a dance partner who will actually talk shit with him. And here's going to be the difference between Conor McGregor and Khabib, which was the biggest rivalry ever in sport, in show. This will be better because Paddy the Baddy is going to talk to him, lad. He's going to let him hear it, lad. And Ilia Topuria is going to let him hear it back. And it's going to be one of the most explosive, one of the most amazing rivalries with two of the most passionate fan bases. And I'm here for it. I can't wait. I think they should say fuck Charles and let Paddy the Baddy fight Ilia Topuria for the belt right now.
They need subtitles for their sit down, though. Like, I'm saying they should have a face-to-face where it's just those two and Brett Okamoto sitting across from each other, whoever. Those two in DC, those two in Bisping, sitting across from each other, talking to each other. But then you have, like, behind them a screen that has subtitles for the other person so that Ilya can understand what Paddy is saying and so that Paddy can
Who the fuck is Joe?
Who the fuck is Joe? You do that same drill. Who the fuck is Joe? Okay. Well, main event time. Hill versus Rountree. Interesting. Very interesting. Both guys got beat up by Alex Pereira. Both guys, one has been a champion. One fought for a title. It's a pretty high caliber main event for two guys coming off losses.
Jamal Hill, fun fighter to watch. Loved seeing him get knocked out by Yuri. That was a long time coming. People forget, man. Those two guys were slated to fight for the belt before this Alex Pereira even was raising his head in the UFC. They were slated to fight for a belt, and Yuri, the great guy he is, great guy, he got injured and vacated the belt without anyone asking. True samurai shit. Also, I've done a complete 360 on everyone talking about John Jones, and we can get into that later since, you know, we haven't really went too long today. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. I think this is a matter of wills, a matter of power, a matter of range, a matter of distance. I think Jamal Hill definitely has the power advantage in this one. I think that if he hits Khalil Rountree, he's gonna connect, and it could rock Khalil Rountree. And I know what you're saying. Alex Pierre had a hard time getting rid of Khalil Rountree. Dude, you get smacked around by Alex Pierre like that, that's life altering. And let's not put Khalil Rountree on this crazy high pedestal over a loss. That's a mistake we always make here. Rating a guy too high because he lost well. No. Jamal Hill, when he loses in catastrophic fashion. He doesn't lose in a fucking 5-round get the shit kicked out of him fest. I mean, Khalil Rountree is going to be the more technical striker. He's going to be the faster striker. He's going to be throwing more.
You think faster?
Maybe it will just appear that way because his strikes are going to be.
I think he's the more powerful striker. I think
Jamal's. See, that's where you're wrong. I think Jamal's the more powerful striker. I think when you're that long, dude, and you're just slinging ropes.
Yeah. But the more powerful body kicker.
Yes, for sure. The more powerful puncher.
Elbow.
I don't know if I've ever seen Jamal.
If it's a boxing match, Jamal's got the advantage. If it's a Muay Thai fight, Rountree's got the advantage.
Yes. But I think that. I mean, Jamal Hill does a good job of throwing straights as well, straight strikes right down the middle. But I just feel like Khalil Rountree has this shell that when he isn't throwing, he's going to have a lot better success on defense.
He's got a good shell, but he also, I think sometimes that plays into Jamal's jab, Jamal.
Yeah, and he's going to sit in it a little too much and just keep getting packed. Right down the middle with those straight strikes. I mean, this is a fun fight. This is an interesting fight. I don't know if you guys heard. Jamal Hill just left for Azerbaijan today because it was delayed for Israel, the Palestine, the Iran drama. His flight got delayed. So you got to think, if he's leaving today, he's only got 5 days to acclimate to the time zone. I would think that's enough. But
so hold on, let me tell you something real quick. Azerbaijan is 8 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Exactly 8 hours ahead of us. So it's Tuesday at 4:30 in the morning there now. So that means when they fight on Saturday, it'll be
Jamal Hill's a pothead that's unemployed, independent contractor. Do you think this is going to help him or hurt him? He's waking up at noon every day anyway.
He'll be fighting at 11 p.m. He'll be fighting at so if the main card starts at 3, 8 hours past 3 is 11. So that means Jamal will be fighting at 1 a.m. On Sunday.
1 a.m. their time.
1 a.m. their time.
Which is 5 p.m. our time.
Yeah. Right. So it's probably good that he's not.
That's what I'm saying. If you think about it like this, right? Jamal Hill, when he's in, and he's in California, dude. It's even it's even more normal for him.
Jamal's in California. I thought he's in Texas.
I think he fights out of Las Vegas or California.
No. What are you talking about? He's from Michigan.
But I think he fights out of.
He trains out of Michigan.
He trains out of Michigan.
He's a Michigan boy. We knew this.
Which is low-key weird that
Rountree is from
Michigan. Michigan ain't no Central Time, is it?
Yeah. Rountree's Vegas, though. So that's going to be they're both getting
But here's the thing: Jamal Hill, when he's waking up in Ann Arbor, he's hanging out. He's waking up at like 1:30, noon, ripping bowl, going to practice. Waking up 30 minutes before practice, stinky balls, goes in there, high as hell, rolling with people, leaves, goes home, eats a snack, hits bowl again, goes to striking class. Like, do you think John Mahal Hill is waking up at 4 a.m. before his fucking enemies? Hell no.
I'm with you.
This is gonna be like a home game for him.
Yeah. No, I think so too. I think that if you look at like who is coming back, so like Rountree's coming back after 8 months off. Hill's coming back after 4 months off. Rountree though was in a 5-round kind of. I think he got KO'd in the fourth or fifth, but it was like he was in a pretty big war with Pereira. Got fucked up. His whole face was fucked up. Hill was not really like in a huge war. Like he wasn't left bloodied and broken. He just got caught, knocked out.
If you see the fucking pictures of Khalil Rountree after that fight, all the cuts, bruises, swelling, like it was one of the most gruesome faces. It looked like a horror movie.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, with the reach, the height, I don't think Khalil's going to close the distance. I think Rountree's going to just piece him up from the outside, jab him, and maybe not. It might end up being, a decision.
Yeah, I'm taking Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill.
Okay.
Jamal
Harris. Start at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yep.
Damn.
Noon. If you're talking noon, for us in the East Coast, so noon start time.
No, Central 10 a.m. Central is 11 a.m. for us. 2 hours is Mountain Time, Central Time, 1 hour, 3 hours California.
Well, Carrie, what are you talking about? Because I just typed in UFC start time on Google, and if I go to the prelims, it says prelims start at noon p.m., 12 p.m.
Yeah, noon Eastern, as far as I can see. So, Carrie, you better be ready for it to be at 11 and not 10. I mean, I guess you'll be awake if you assume.
And really, by the time the fight gets here, it's like it'll be noon. That they say it starts, but really it'll be 12:15, 12:30 because they're going to be like, "Welcome to Dateline Azerbaijan." Jean Anik is not here. It is me, John Gooden.
Oh, this is probably good. John Anik doesn't go.
I hope they turn Paul Felder right around and put him back on a plane to Azerbaijan.
I hope they keep him there.
Hey Paul, it was Father's Day weekend. Was your daughter with you in Atlanta? I know the reason you had to retire was because you got a daughter and you got to be able to spend more time with her and all these training camps eat into that. But now you got a desk job where you're on the road 26 dates a year. What happened to that whole thing with the daughter? Did you really just want to not fight because you can't win anymore, or did you just wanted to scapegoat the daughter? Like, what was that? Because now you're in Atlanta on Father's Day weekend.
My least favorite thing about Paul Felder was when
disingenuous
Charles Oliveira was the champ, and every time they turned to Paul Felder at the desk, like, Paul, you're the last one to beat him. Do you ever think like, hell, maybe I come back for a couple fights?
Yeah, and dude, Charles is so annoying. Like that people are just. I mean, I love Charles Oliveira as much as the next guy, but everyone's just like, I just feel like a lot of people pretend they love Charles Oliveira. Like, who told them they were allowed to like Charles Oliveira, and who gave them permission to be a Charles Oliveira fan? Because to me,
I showed you Charles Oliveira.
Like,
who showed you Charles Oliveira?
All these like full send Barstool Nelk Boy MMA fans that are like, oh, Charles better win. You don't even know who Charles Oliveira the fuck is, dude. You've been a fan of UFC for 2 years. Like,
Luke, it's like a casual's deep cut.
Yeah,
they think Charles Oliveira is like a deep cut because like. Yeah, uncrowned king, Charles Oliveira, and he finally got it, dude. After all those years, he grinded. Dude, Charles Oliveira is the most submissions in UFC history. That ain't no deep cut. That's like me saying, Tom Brady, well, not Tom Brady. Let's say like Peyton Manning. Oh, yeah, Peyton Manning is my favorite player ever. Like, he only has like 3 records in the NFL.
The culture of the sport is driving me away. The culture, we're losing the culture. We're losing the culture of the sport.
And we made the culture. And
who am I?
Nina drama.
Thank you. I'm going to ask this question, and then I don't even know what he's going to say. I don't even really want to hear the answer because it's going to be bad. Oh. I can't believe you said that.
The only good clip she ever got was fucking being asked if she's ever been fingered.
Or these guys, like, who are these? Let me show you these guys. Who are these guys? I need to know exactly who they are so I can decide if I hate them or not. My phone might die.
Guys, I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you. The picks aren't working nowadays. This is developing into a hate show. We're done with picks. Okay, in a few short months, we won't be making another fucking pick on the show.
Yeah, no picks. And honestly, I'm going to start a NASCAR show. I'm going to start gambling on NASCAR. So it's honestly way more entertaining to watch NASCAR than the UFC, to be honest with you. I watched all NASCAR all day Sunday, and it was in Mexico, and it was raining, and the track was slick, and they were crashing and stuff. It was great. And when they have like the scoreboard next to the screen with like the guys going up and down, it's great, man. NASCAR is, I'm telling you, you think I'm joking? NASCAR is actually fucking lit, dude. Okay,
I can imagine.
Let's go through our full picks top to bottom. What were you gonna say about John Jones, though? Bless you.
Oh, I hate everybody. Everybody is so fucking lame. And I love the MMA Guru. I'll be the first to say I love the MMA Guru. Dustin Jacoby, Luke, play it.
Yep, getting to it.
Jamie.
Dustin Jacoby.
Okay.
Dustin Jacoby.
Perfect. Okay. Tripled up on the Jacoby.
Rule 3.
Yeah, of course. I love the MMA Guru. But guys, 200,000 signatures on a global sport. Like, my friend was trying to tell me that Indy racing was bigger than the UFC. Indy car racing. And I said, well, that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. The UFC is bigger than the NHL. The fuck are you talking about? Do you think NHL is bigger than IndyCar? Well, yeah. Well, how about we look up how many of followers this thing has?
Look, IndyCar is averaging 1.89 million viewers through the first 6 races on Fox. Last weekend's Indianapolis 500 was the most watched event.
Yes, the Indianapolis 500. That's the fucking.
But also, you got to think it's free, and that got 7.5. That got 7 million views. The Indy 500.
The UFC is 47.7 million followers on Instagram.
So is IndyCar not NASCAR?
Nope. IndyCar has 760K followers on Instagram. Not even in the same strap.
What's your fucking point?
So when you sit here and you tell me that this John Jones petition to strip him of the belt has 100,000 signers, 200,000 signers. You know what I fucking say to that? Shut the fuck up. There's 50 million people following the UFC on Instagram alone.
Well,
yeah, you got 200. That's less than 1% of the UFC fans in the world took the time to sign a petition. Granted, do I think that it would have done anything in the first place? No. But shut the fuck up. Who cares? John Jones can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm tired of crybaby Aspinall. Wah, wah, Aspinall. Wah. All he does is fucking cry nowadays. I just don't want to sit on the shelf. Oh, yeah, me, Aspinall. I need to fight John Jones so bad. Shut the fuck up. Fight Curtis again. Who cares? If you have the balls. John Jones said, I'll fight Alex Pierre because that's fucking big dog shit. That's a guy who has 2 belts, going for a 3rd, fighting the greatest of all time. That is big money fight. Tom Aspinall is another fucking bum in the shower, as his dad would say. Another bum in the shower, just another ass in the shower. Okay? He's nothing special. He's nothing special. Curtis Blades beat you. Sorry.
Well, listen, I hear you. Don't think anyone's going to agree with you because everybody is not on the same page with the John Jones thing.
Everybody's lame. John Jones is the most decorated person.
I think what people are sick of is they don't want John just holding on to the title and then he's not going to fight ever again. You know. So they want the UFC to strip him to vacate, or him to defend. Strip, vacate, or defend. And I think that's fair. But ultimately, I just think that it's a little bit annoying that people continuously ask John to do more and more and more and more and more. Like, when will enough be enough when he loses?
It will never be enough. That's the thing. He's going to beat Tom Aspinall. Sergey Pavlovich is going to have an amazing performance, and people are going to say,
it won't be Sergey Pavlovich, but it'll be.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody. Fucking Thomas Pedersen is going to submit Curtis Blades in 2 seconds, and everybody's going to be like, oh, this Thomas Pedersen, John, you got to come back and do it one more time.
Yeah.
They're always going to ask him to do one more. Once he beats Tom Aspinall, the UFC is going to sign fucking Francis Ngannou. And Francis Ngannou is going to come back, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, John, now you have to fight Francis Ngannou. John's like, bro, I've been trying to retire for the last 5 fucking years. Leave me alone. I'm 38. I'm unblemished. The only blemishes I have on my career are self-inflicted wounds, including a disqualification, including failed drug tests, including criminal misdemeanors. Like, it's crazy that you guys keep begging for more, and then you're going to call him a duck if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall. Get the fuck out of here. Tom Aspinall has an interim heavyweight belt because John and fucking Stipe fell through, and they needed to make an emergency happen.
Yeah, that's my thing, is that before that situation happened, Tom was coming off of a loss to Curtis Blades, got the opportunity to fight Pavlovich for the interim title, and won that fight. Then avenged his loss against Curtis Blades. So it's like, why is it that, like, it's not like he's Tony Ferguson. It's not like he's Khabib. It's not like he's Bilal Muhammad. It's not like he's any of these guys who have put together this huge long win streak where it's just egregious that he hasn't gotten a title shot. It's like, no, you were in the right place at the right time. You have Bisping in your ear and everyone else in your ear telling you need to strike while the iron's hot and call John and do it, blah, blah, blah. And you're doing all the right things. Keep doing it. But at the end of the day, there's no real, like, he's just the next guy. There's no real, like, it's egregious that John doesn't fight Tom. It's like, guys, Tom was coming off a loss. He beat Sergey Pavlovich when John had to pull out of his title fight that he was already going to do. Like, should we have given John off the Curtis Blades loss? No, couldn't have done that. Should we have given John Cyril Gane? We did. Should we give? So who's next? You know,
I love, and here's the thing. I'm not even the biggest John Jones guy in the fucking world. I love when fucking, MMA Guru is pulling up John Jones at a Deaf Noodles comedy show, making out with a dude in the crowd. I think that's fucking hilarious. Okay, I think that's funny when he talks about all that stuff. I'm not a huge John Jones dick rider, but if it's like, do you want George St. Pierre to come back and fight one more fight? Fuck yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
Nobody's calling him a duck for not.
Nobody's calling him a duck for not. Exactly.
And it's like he did duck Rob Whittaker.
Rob Whittaker, Yoel Romero, he was like, yes, I will fight the Michael Bisping, and that's about it. Yeah. That is all.
And so sneaky, too, like with the whole, like,
oh, my stomach, it hurts so bad.
Now I cannot, it's like,
and
what's up with John Danaher's guys all getting this strange disease?
Oh, it's so weird how that works. Everyone who works with this John Danaher, we get tummy ache all time, all day. Get out of here!
Like, John Danaher smells like,
at least
moldy cheese. You know what I mean? He looks like he smells like moldy cheese. He's always wearing rash guards. Those rash guards have like set-in sweat in them that doesn't get.
You're right. All of my jiu-jitsu clothes, no matter how much I clean them, they still have that stench. Ooh, that smell.
Yeah.
Can't you smell
He better be washing these, 2-3 times and throwing them away. And if he's coming to my fucking restaurant, wants to sit next to Joe Rogan at a steakhouse in Texas and fucking have a steak with a fucking rash guard on, put some fucking clothes on, put a tie on.
Weird. That's weird as shit, dude. You're sitting there with hard nipples. First of all, are you not like cold walking in the New York streets? Like, you're that worried that somebody's so somebody can be, and listen, however good at jiu-jitsu you are, a random guy can come up to you and collar choke you, okay? Joe Rogan is afraid to wear a fucking tie because he's afraid somebody's going to choke him out.
And when I first got into
fucking pussy?
I first got into jiu-jitsu, I just didn't want to wear a tie because I was a hippie, and I was like, I don't want some corporate guy controlling me with my tie. But then I slowly realized, I was like, that's stupid And if you do jujitsu and you're like, I'm not going to wear a tie because you know how easy somebody could strangle you with one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're any good at jiu-jitsu, you go, yeah, fucking try it. Like, I'm wearing the tie to flex at how you're never gonna get me with this
exactly.
tie. Anyway,
and that's the thing. Like, you're so big, huncho Jack. You're some big macho man, but you sit here, a staggering 5'3", and you're afraid to wear a tie because you don't want to give a normal person who does not know how to choke anyone enough of an advantage on you.
And it's like, what if I just come up to you with some piano wire?
Exactly. Like, I could choke you with a fucking wire from a phone. I can choke you with anything.
I can
exactly. I'll take my tie off.
My tie off and throw it around your neck from behind. Like, easy. Like, I'll shoot you in the head with a gun. How about that? Like,
yeah.
like, hey, Joe, you're right. And these flip-flops and these denim jeans aren't good for bullets either. We should be wearing suits of armor and Kevlar.
Yeah. And like, Joe Rogan hiring the fucking Secret Service. Like, do you have violence in your DNA, or are you some big pussy that hides behind big walls and fences and guys?
And why did Muhammad Ali never need security? Why does Kanye West not need security? Why do people just, like, other famous people just walk around and they, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's absolutely absurd. He's a fucking loser. I'm so pissed.
Joe would get heckled everywhere he went, pretty much at this point, I think.
Yeah, dude, Dave Portnoy can't even eat a freaking slice of pizza without somebody making a comment about his religion. What do you think they'll say about Joe Rogan for influencing elections?
Well, I just think people will come up to him with measuring tape.
Burkback Carter, Footloose over here. When did the denim jacket come back in style?
It's a button down. It's a shirt. It's a long sleeve shirt, not a jacket. But I do have a denim jacket, and the denim jacket is certainly always in style. It's a classic. It's a classic piece.
Classic. Yeah. You're either,
This is actually cotton. This isn't even denim. This is just a cotton piece that is designed to look like a denim.
That's pretty snazzy. I might need to cop one of those myself because I don't know if I could rock a denim. It's a little too tight.
Zara.
It's a little too tight. Somebody might choke me out with it.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you, Brokeback Carter. You have been quiet this whole time. We're about to get out of here now, but we'll go through our full picks top to bottom so everybody can write them down. Get your pen and paper out, everybody. It's the Luke and Alex Agree with Each Other show.
I think we disagreed a fair amount.
We disagreed twice. And one of my disagreements was pretty much just a joke. So, all right, my picks. Muhammad Usman, Tajir Ulanbekov, Claudia Segulia. That's the one that's kind of a joke. Melissa Mullins, Jung Young Park, Oban Elliott, Muhammad Naimov, Nazim Sajikov, Mickey Beck Oralbai, Rizvan Kunaev, Rafael Fazeev, and Jamahal Hill. Those are my picks. My 12.
I mean, it makes it hard to disagree when every fucking fight on the card now. And that's another thing why I hate gambling on this sport. It's like, if anyone's going to win, it's a minus 400 favorite every time now. Like, I got to guess what round he's going to sneeze in, what round he's going to fucking, get kicked in the balls. That's the only way to make damn money on these fights. Anywho, give me Muhammad Usman. Give me Tajir Ulanbekov. And that's because I convinced you for Ulanbekov, Luke. You're a sheep. Arena Aleskev. Melissa Mullins-Dixon. Jung Young Park. Oban Elliott. Muhammad Naimov. Nazim Sadyakov. Mitbek Ordabal. Curtis Blades, Triple C certified. Rafael Fazeev on a full 360. On a full 360 PP certification. Jamahal Hill.
Which means that the only two fights that are not double P certified are Alexieva versus Segula, in which I took Segula and Alex took Alexieva. Again, not really something I'm serious about betting. But one I am serious about betting is Rizvan Kunaev, whereas Alex took Curtis Blades. So those are the only two picks that we differed on. Again, I kind of went back and forth on Azat, Maxim, and Ulanbekov. So that's kind of like a mustard yellow double P certified pick, and that I got switched. Fazeev, we both went full flip on. So that's another mustard yellow one. But Hill, Oralby, Sachikov, Naimov, Elliott, Park, Mullins, Tajir, Usman. We got some picks for you. Get in that Patreon. Give us some money. It would be appreciated. We need it more than ever, as you see. Later, Carrie. Have a great week. And UFC, you better than this weekend. Become addicts if you just make the pricing. UFC, you're better than this. We will become addicts if you just make the pricing reasonable. Don't scare us away with the odds. Yeah, that's
Amen,
it, right?
brother.
I mean, it's not like and it's not even like it's sharp money. Here's what we got to remember. It's not sharp money that's moving these lines. It's fucking retail, idiot, jabroni, dumb, casual money. So when you see one of these lines get moved, just imagine that it's like, okay, like if somebody's minus 500, it's like, yeah, they probably, a fair price is probably minus 200. And all these idiots just bet it and kept betting it until it got all the way up to minus 5. So now what you're looking at is a line that doesn't make as much sense, and that could be your indicator, because every week these people are saying, oh, they shit my apple pie, oh, they busted my parlay, well, how does that happen? That happens when everybody thinks these people are more stable than they are. They put them on every parlay, they're not adding any value, and they lose. So use that as your guide. Let the line guide you like that. Like, most people are idiots and most people are wrong, and they have decided that this is the answer. So I don't agree. Anyway, that's the lesson for today, folks. We love you. If you want to see all those picks listed out and our bets listed out, it's in the open bet sheet at patreon.com/purpurpursuit. Subscribe, like, comment, get in the Discord. Everything's in the description box below. Let me know what you think. We love you guys. I don't know what Malik means, but we love you. Thanks. Take care. Have a great week, everybody.